Ethical dilemmas and solutions. The role of a community support worker extends beyond technical assistance to include building deep relationships with clients and being involved in significant decisions. In this process, we often face ethical dilemmas where the right answer is not clear, balancing the client's right to self-determination with the responsibility to ensure their safety is a particularly difficult challenge. This essay discusses the main ethical dilemmas faced by support professionals and the principles for resolving them. First, the most common dilemma is the conflict between client self-determination and safety. For example, a support worker may be put in a difficult situation when a client insists on maintaining an unhealthy lifestyle or making a risky decision. While the client's freedom must be respected, we also have a responsibility to protect them from harm. To resolve this dilemma, we must first engage in an open dialogue with the client to understand their reasoning. Then, after objectively assessing the level of risk, we should work together to explore alternatives that respect the client's autonomy while ensuring their safety. Second, there is the issue of confidentiality versus information sharing. Support professionals have a duty to keep a client's personal information strictly confidential. However, this principle is challenged when a client poses a risk of harm to themselves or others. In such cases, the ethical code for professionals requires prioritizing the client's safety. When faced with this dilemma, we must first review our organization's policies and legal obligations. Then, we should share only the minimum necessary information with relevant professionals or emergency services to ensure the client's safety. Third, there is the issue of the limits of a professional's role. While support workers provide necessary assistance, we must not overstep our role into the areas of a doctor or a psychotherapist. When a client seeks medical advice or psychological counseling, it is crucial to refer them to the appropriate professional rather than providing direct solutions. This clarifies our professional boundaries and ensures the client receives the most suitable help. In conclusion, when faced with ethical dilemmas, community support workers must act cautiously, guided by ethical codes and principles. It is important to simultaneously consider the client's autonomy and safety, distinguish between the duty of confidentiality and situations of risk, and be clear about the limits of our professional role. By constantly reflecting on our ethical judgments and consulting with colleagues and other professionals, we can provide the most responsible and effective support.